I haven't paid rent in 2 years. In 2021, I quit my job. I applied for Social Security, a small investment account, and 2 years later, I've been a solo nomad. Welcome to Where's BabZ? This is Barbara Talisman. Are you ready to retire or already retired like me and love traveling but don't think you have enough money to do it? How do I balance my Social Security and a very, very small investment account? I house sit about half the year, and then I spend the money I've saved cruising, visiting, flying on points, business class, and you can do the same. Lots of videos that I posted on how I use points and earn points, as well as how I'm house sitting. I won't have paid for rent or overhead. I started in May, and this will go all the way through to the end of November. So you can do that too. Trusted House Sitter is the app you want. There is a link in the description below, and I highly recommend at least check it out before you join. But you can sit anywhere in the world. In fact, my business class ticket from LA to Sydney was $2,500. Business class with points and money. And started my house sitting in Australia with a 6-week house sit. Beautiful high-rise, cute little dog in a walkable area of Melbourne, Australia. And then to come home and cruised from Sydney back to LA for 28 days. It was way less than $100 a day. So if you look at opportunities where you are spending on overhead and those where you don't have to, your Social Security will go farther than you think. The other thing to know about traveling when you do have to pay for hotels is I have a points earning credit card that goes right to earning my points, so I get those business class tickets. And when you're booking hotels, you can also earn points. So you're constantly earning points even when you're not in an airplane. The other thing I've learned to do really well is negotiate with AirBnB. So the longer I stay at an Airbnb, the less the daily or weekly rate is, or even a monthly rate. The one that I stayed at in Australia came down by probably about 25 to 30% because they counted on weekly house cleaning. And I said, no, I can have it once a month. They said, oh, well, in that case, we don't have to pay for house cleaning, so we'll just charge you less. So that was a great savings for 3 months in a beautiful apartment right in the center of Melbourne, walkable to everything. So the longer you stay in an Airbnb, you might have some negotiation that you can do, or they're going to offer you a discount up front. Now, I have a car because I need a car in California or wherever I am in the United States when I'm house sitting. So I have a Tesla Y, which I bought in 2019. It's a 2020, and thought that is the last car I'm going to ever have. I bought it when I was working, and then I decided to quit my job in 2021 and just start traveling. I rent my car on Turo when I don't need it or when I am overseas. It earns me at the minimum my car payment and my insurance. So as long as I'm covering or close to covering or making more, that car is still worth keeping. I want you to think about all the assets you have, from the place you live, to the car that you have, to the storage unit you may be paying for and don't need anymore. I will tell you this lifestyle requires minimalism. I travel with 2 suitcases and a backpack. When I want to get on a cruise or I want to get on an airplane, it's a carry-on, a check bag, and a backpack. So you also have to decide what kind of lifestyle are you willing to live. And all that stuff that you've accumulated, maybe you don't need it anymore. I purged everything when I quit my job, and that's what I have left, are those 2 suitcases and a backpack. So I would suggest that you look at doing this for a month, or a weekend, or a week near you. Try house sitting, pet sitting, see if you like it. Then start looking for other places you might want to go. When you're house sitting, you can decide that you want to go somewhere for a certain length of time and book it, or you can find the house sit somewhere and decide, oh, that's going to be my vacation. And a lot of people think that house sitting is only for a weekend or a week. This one is 7 weeks. I don't usually do in my house sitting when I'm searching less than 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm in an area in Northern California, and they were all 3 or 4 week house sits. So don't think that the only thing you can find is a house sit for a weekend. You can if you want, but if you really want to do this slomad travel, the longer you settle into a place, the more comfortable it is. Keep watching, subscribe and like, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.